All right then. Welcome back to Literary Lenses, the podcast that helps you read deeper, write better, through the lens of literary theories. Last time we met Plato, the philosopher who looked at poets with suspicion, right? बहुत शक करता था वो. He wanted to ban them, if you remember. He thought literature was dangerous, just a copy of a copy and far, far away from the truth. But today, we meet his most famous student, Aristotle, who flipped the script on his teacher completely. Aristotle was one of the greatest minds of the ancient world. He was a philosopher, he was a scientist, and yes, he was the first literary theorist. जहाँ प्लेटो को डर लगता था poets से and poetry से and the kind of impact that will have on society, Aristotle tried to understand it. Like Plato, Aristotle did not ask should we ban literature. He asked how does literature work? And then he came up with a lot of answers and he ended up writing a book called the Poetics. Now what were the key takeaways from the Poetics? Number one, so what Aristotle did was he focused on tragedy most importantly. It was the most serious and the dominating literary form of his time. So like I said, he came up with these big ideas, key takeaways from the Poetics. Number one, mimesis, imitation. We talked about this when we talked about Plato. Like Plato, Aristotle believed that art is something that is imitating life. It's a copy, yes. But for him, that wasn't really a flaw, it was a strength. Art, Aristotle said, helps us understanding reality by representing it. Number two, catharsis. This is probably the most famous term that Aristotle ever gave us. Tragedy, he argued, lets the audience experience pity and fear, two emotions, and then it releases those emotions, which sort of leads to an emotional cleansing in the audience, and that's catharsis. Number three, he gave us the 6 formative and key elements of a tragedy, which included, number one, plot. According to Aristotle, plot is the most important part of a good tragedy. Number two, character. Number three, thought or themes. Number four, diction or the language you're using. Number five, melody or the music. And number six, spectacle or the visuals that are a part of the tragedy. And on top of these 6 formative elements, Aristotle insisted on unity. He said a good story would always have a clear beginning, a clear middle and a clear end. अब ये सब तो 2000 पहले एरिस्टोटल हमें बता चुके हैं. Why does this still matter? Why should a modern writer or a reader even care about Aristotle? I'll tell you why. Because Aristotle gave us the first toolkit for storytelling. He showed that stories aren't random, they follow certain patterns. He valued structure, emotional impact, and clarity. And he believed that literature had value by itself. It's not a dangerous thing. So unlike Plato, Aristotle saw literature as something that could teach through emotion, number one, and not logic alone. Teaching through emotion, not logic alone. That belief shaped everything from Shakespeare to even screenwriting today. The more you think about it, the more it will make sense to you. Here are some practical takeaways for writers in the modern world. Number one, so how can you use Aristotle's wisdom in your writing today? Number one, start with the plot. What happens and why? Make sure that there is a cause and effect chain that exists in the story. Number two, let emotions drive the story. आप बस ये सोचो, what do I want the reader to feel? Number three, seek catharsis. Good writing doesn't just describe emotions, it resolves them. As a writer, that is also your responsibility. And number four, like we said earlier, aim for unity. Avoid clutter. Every part of your piece should belong in that story. Anything that doesn't belong, remove it, eradicate that shit, and move on. Even in blogs, novels, or essays, structure and emotional flow really matters. Next up, we will fast forward a few centuries and get to the Renaissance, where literature became a battlefield between imagination, morality, and reason. We'll meet Sir Philip Sidney, again a very famous literary critic, a writer, who defended poetry against its critics, and he started a new chapter in literary theory. If you found this episode helpful, do hit subscribe, share it with your friends, fellow book lovers, and follow us for more ways to not just read smarter and write better. This is Literary Lenses, bringing theory to life.